So now you know how to measure control pose and maximum pose. And I suggest measuring both of them every day. If it's too much for you, just measure positive maximum pose, but make sure that you are not switching into the negative one. Both poses are usually measured in the morning, the first thing when you wake up. So as soon as you wake up, I suggest that you sit up and measure your control pose, write it down in your logbook, and measure your positive maximum pose and write it down in your logbook as well. If you need to go to a bathroom first, for example, that's fine. Just go there, but then come back and measure your breathing. It's necessary to measure your poses the same way every single day. And by the way, the logbook is available on our website, and you're welcome to download it, and it will greatly help you to keep track of your results. So if you start measuring your control and positive maximum poses, you will notice that your breathing is not the same every day, and everything influences or impacts it. One day you might feel good and your breathing is good. Next day the weather is bad and something stressful is going on in your life and you are not feeling that good, and consequently your breathing isn't good either. So that's okay. It will fluctuate and it's normal. But what is important for us is to see the tendency, what's going on with your breathing in general, within, let's say, 2 weeks or 1 month or 6 months. If you are able to increase your positive maximum pose or your control pose within a certain period of time, let's say 1 month, it means that this method is working for you. If you're also able to reduce certain symptoms, if you feel better after that month, it also means that this method is working for you. So please be serious about your breathing measurements and record your results in your logbook every day. If you have any questions on how to do it, you could always contact our office, call us or email us, and we will explain to you in details how to keep track of your records. It's also necessary to measure your control pose before and after every formal session of your breathing exercises. And later on I will explain to you how to do breathing exercises. But for now, I just want you to know that you need to measure your control pose before and after every session. And if you see that your control pose became higher after the session, that means that your session was effective. If you see that your control pose is the same after the session as it was before it, that means that you need to think about your session, you need to analyze it, and you need to understand why you were not able to increase your control pose. And if your control pose is lower after the session, it means that you didn't do your exercises correctly. It also means that the result is negative and something opposite of the breathing normalization method. It means that instead of improving your health, you actually made a negative contribution into your health, and it's not good. So if you are not able to increase your control pose after every session, please contact our center right away and we will help you to determine what is your mistake and what needs to be corrected in order to apply this method properly. Konstantin Buteyko described what happens when a person's control pause or positive maximum pause is low and when it's high. Actually, when he worked as a medical doctor, he was known for his abilities to predict when a person will pass away. Sometimes he was able to predict that time up to an hour, and this frightened his colleagues, other medical doctors and nurses, because they assumed that Konstantin had some extraordinary powers. No, he would just observe a person breathing, and he knew that when control pause or when positive maximum pause becomes close to zero, a person will pass away. So closer positive maximum pause is to being non-existent, more dangerous the situation is. As you know, my husband's positive maximum pause was just 3 seconds when he started. He had severe asthma and his situation was very, very serious. So we were really blessed to come across this method. And if it's your case, you need to put a lot of efforts into improving your breathing and health, and I'm sure it will work for you. But what happens when a person's positive maximum pause is above 60 seconds? And is it even possible? Apparently, yes. Many of Konstantin's students had positive maximum pause far beyond 60 seconds, 180 seconds, and even 240 seconds. And besides, Konstantin examined many people in different places whose positive maximum pause was very high. He found out that when positive maximum pause becomes stable above 60 seconds, interesting things happen. A person's intuition becomes much stronger. Their constant inner dialogue becomes quieter. A person becomes much more confident, and many other good things happened. Also, Konstantin found out that a lot of advanced spiritual practitioners, particularly yogis, but not only, in general, spiritual practitioners, it doesn't matter to what tradition a person belongs to, have a very high positive, or their positive maximum pause is very high. It's very interesting why, and we will discuss this topic during our last session of this course.